everyone, and welcome back to another fun and exciting lesson on our opinion essays. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about introductions and thesis statements. So we're going to be discussing what makes an effective introduction, and we're going to be practicing writing some thesis statements, and then we're going to finish it all up by revising our introduction and thesis statements from those first drafts we wrote earlier this week. So the materials you're going to need are, of course, your notebook for keeping your writing lesson notes in. You're also going to need your writing workbook, as always, and you're going to need that first draft that you wrote earlier this week of your qualities of a good friend essay. Make sure you have that close by, and some highlighters, colored pens, pencils for helping you in that revision. All right, so go get your materials, come back, and let's talk about the pyramid of greatness. So when I think about an introduction, I think about this upside down pyramid. It should probably be like a pizza slice, but then, thought about how an essay was like a hamburger and then introductions like pizza. It gets a little bit too complicated with the food. So let's talk about an upside down pyramid. So when I think about an introduction, I like to talk about this pyramid of greatness, where we start very generally and then we get more specific and more specific down to our thesis statement. Okay, so our ideas kind of start here. They go more and more and more specific to what we're going to be talking about in this essay. All right, so the pyramid of greatness introduction. So let's start with that general idea, the top of our pyramid. And general ideas are just to kind of hook your reader in, to introduce them to the topic, to get them interested in what you have to say. And some different ways you can start your essay are you can use a quote. According to Dr. Wren, that's me, right? Statistics, 75% of all students said they loved the writing materials. I don't know. Description, telling what something looks like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, all of that, describing it. Background, giving a bit of history or explanation, or starting with a question. So here's an example of some general ideas on a topic about describe 3 factors to consider when choosing a career. So here, the writer has chosen to use a question. Right? As university students, we must all ask ourselves an important question regarding our future. Do we want to work to live or live to work? This is also kind of a quote as well, because this live to work or work to live is kind of a famous saying that we have about how you should think about your future and your job. So again, it's quite general. It's very much university students, what should you think about? But it's bringing up the main idea here about future and work, so that now I can move into a little bit more specific of a topic that's going to link those general ideas with that thesis statement. So that specific topic is 1 or 2 sentences, kind of link those ideas together. Here we have your answer to this question, live to work or work to live, will help guide you as you make one of the most important decisions of your life. What career do you want to pursue? So now I'm linking this idea of university students need to think about their future career to what are factors we need to consider when choosing our career, by saying, hey, however you answer this question is going to help guide you when you consider these things, right? So you see how I'm linking those ideas together. And then that brings me to my thesis statement. We talk a lot about the thesis statement, so hopefully you should be able to scream this out with me right now. The main idea of the essay, and the main idea of each body paragraph, right? We all know by now what the thesis statement purpose is, where it goes, and how to write one. I hope we should. If you don't, go back and watch all of those other videos. We talked about it a lot. So then my thesis statement for this introduction would be, in my opinion, so I've got that, it's an opinion essay. There are 3, that came from my question, factors to consider when choosing a career. So all of that is my main idea of this whole essay. What were 3 factors to consider when choosing a career? Again, it came from my question. And then I have my body paragraph 1, salary, money. Body paragraph 2, potential for advancement. Can I get, can I move to be a manager or a manager's manager or maybe the president? I don't know. And then 3, personal fulfillment. So how do I feel about the job? Does it make me happy? Do I get to see, bright eyes of young people light up when they learn how to use a preposition? Because that just warms my heart, right? So personal fulfillment. So again, these are my body paragraph main ideas. Okay, so I think we're pretty good on that. Let's look at another example. So here's an example of another essay question. What are the most important factors to consider in choosing a holiday destination? And it says, what are 3 qualities that are important? So it wants me to describe 3 things, in my opinion, we need to think about before we go on holiday, right? And so I made a mind map, as one does before one gets started. And I came up with lots of different things that I think you should think about before you choose a holiday destination. And then I decided that I want my 3 main body paragraph ideas to be, how long will the trip be? What type of travel will you be on? Is it adventure? Is it historical? Is it cultural? All of those things. And also, what is the cost? So then I came up with this introduction. Nearly everyone enjoys traveling with friends or family. We appreciate time away from our routine to experience something new. However, to ensure that everyone has a good time on their holiday, we must consider several factors when choosing our destination. In my opinion, the most important factors to consider when choosing a holiday destination are costs, the type of travel, and length of travel. Okay, so can we find the general ideas, specific topic, and thesis statement here? Sure we can. It's super easy, right? That first 2 sentences are my general ideas. It's giving just kind of a background, general explanation of why do people like to travel. We enjoy traveling with friends and family. We appreciate the time away, experience something new. Everybody likes to travel. Then my specific topic, though, brings it into, why do we need to think about these things? Well, to make sure everyone has a good time, we need to consider some factors before we choose where we're going to go, right? And then my thesis statement says, these are the things I think we need to talk about before we go on this really expensive vacation, okay? We need to talk about, what are the costs? How much is it going to cost me? What kind of travel are we going to be doing? And how long are we going to be there? Okay, so you see how we've gone very general. Everybody likes to travel, but traveling, we need to think about it. And this is what we need to think about when we travel. Easy, right? Super easy. So now it's your turn. We have here another essay question. What is the most important qualities of a good television show? You're trying to pick something new to watch. You've got a lot of free time. What are 3 qualities that you want to consider before choosing a good TV show? And I made a mind map for you already. And I decided for me, but you're going to have to go with it, that a good TV show has good actors, is well made, and has a good story. So now you're going to go and use that question in mind map to answer some questions about an introduction for that essay. All right, then we'll come back and we'll talk about it some more. Good luck. See you soon.